A sense of irony as the clouds do arrive here in London. It's Cloud9 now taking on Hellraisers, and one of these teams is going to be staring down the barrel of 0-2 on the precipice of elimination. This is going to be a brutal best of one. Hellraisers, they just about missed out on the 1-0 category. They played against G2, the French side, on Dust 2 and couldn't quite close it out in what was a spectacular overtime game. Now they go up against Cloud9, defending major champions with a huge asterisk. That was my attempt at an asterisk. I guess it's like a two-hand jobby.
That was almost like your hashtag.
Yeah, it was close. Yeah, it's hard to do punctuation with your hands.
Maybe you could do like, I don't know.
Asterisk.
Like lots of different, I don't know.
Asterisk.
Because that's like the top of it.
Yeah.
It's not enough. It'd have to be the whole way around.
Maybe like a three-man job.
Well, we could print you out some maybe little things and you could use them.
Yeah, speaking of the hashtag, we can check out social media. Thank you, Chad. Hashtag FACEIT Major. You can go join the conversation and chat to your favorites and indeed talk about those surprise results, because we've had some crazy stuff going on yesterday and indeed today. Let's see if they carry on. I am joined by introductions should be done. Bjorn Threatpurse and Chad Sponge Birchill.
Can we get someone to like tweet some nice things at us, like maybe like pictures of cats or something? Because people normally just ask us to fix things, and we can't really fix anything.
Machine GG, fix this graphic. Sure, man. Yeah, I'll just.
Well, you do have a laptop there.
Yeah, I'm actually doing it all myself. I hit spacebar for every graphic. It's insane.
Oh.
Like actually, I don't know if this works. I mean, hang on, let me just configure it. So if I press spacebar now, we'll start talking about the first team. Okay, so if this works, it should show Cloud9. There you go. Okay, so Cloud9, your first team. We want to talk about them. The North Americans with not so North American stand-ins. I say stand-ins. It's still a bit weird, Brett. It's still a bit weird. Sticko and Golden filling in for Tarek and Stu.
Yeah, and I have no idea what to say about this lineup. it kind of feels like they just took what was left.
Oh,
I mean, I like that they picked Golden, the IGL of the old IGL of Fnatic.
Yeah.
But Sticko is just, I mean, he's a decent player, but he was the only one left.
Right, but Sticko, the thing that's so weird is, if I was in a little time chamber and just woke up, I'd be like, wow, Sticko would be perfect fit for Mouse, wouldn't he? He'd like imagine slot him in there.
That support player.
That's exactly what they need. They've got the stars. They just need a Sticko.
Whereas Cloud9 is the opposite. It's like, well, we've got all these support players.
Maybe like a Snacks or someone like that.
Maybe like a Star would be really good. But they have one.
Yes.
And his name's automatic, and I feel a bit bad for him. But the point I knew that these guys were going to suck at this event was when I saw them win pistol round yesterday and then buy 5 MP9s. At that point, I said to myself, Cloud9 are probably going 0-3. And there is a reason for that. It's not just the fact that they bought 5 MP9s. It's the fact that if you don't have your anti-ecos prepared to know who's going to buy a rifle, or if you have enough money, then we need to purchase like this, and you're just going into that, they haven't had enough time to work together, to work out all the kinks, to have a well-prepared brand of Counter-Strike.
They have been struggling in domestic games, and now they come to the biggest tournament of the year. Perhaps not enough prep. Yeah,
and if you have a lineup without any like proper stars, when you see this lineup, you think, okay, they have Golden, they have a Lens. They're probably going to be well prepared. They're going to have a lot of stress. They have prepared their anti-ecos. But just as Chad said, after that round, you kind of feel like, okay, are they just going for that Puggy style with this lineup? It's not going to work here.
Unless Skadoodle just dusts off the rust and becomes what we know he has been. Of course, he's found a little bit of it in Boston. We found it in 2015, but it does feel like a broken record of if, but, and maybe when we talk about Skadoodle and his untapped potential. Hellraisers, however, dripping in it. This has been a roster that truly has just... They have broken barriers. They are a combination of 2 Ukrainians, a Hungarian, a Turkish man, and Mr. Jordan himself. It is Issa. They are just this collaboration of Counter-Strike players. They love the game, and they seem to work quite beautifully together.
A very rough loss for them yesterday against... who did they play
G2
again?
On
yeah,
Dust
G2
2,
on Dust 2. Yeah, Issa played amazing on the B side, and they made a lot of good calls as T. They abused the B side where Smiths and Existence were holding. But they just barely couldn't make it.
The comparison between this team and Cloud9, or at least one that I want to make, is the fact that Angel is the leader. He is the boss man. He has brought people in. He has looked at, I want these guys to be part of my team. Whereas Cloud9, it's like, we need a leader who's available, right? And that's why there's so much more hope for me for a squad like this going forward in the tournament as opposed to a Cloud9, because they're playing for this man on the far left there. He's the one who's built this whole system with the help of Jonta standing behind the coach, and he's made these players respect his system. And then within that, he's made 2 guys from FPL thrive to be superstars on the international scene. Voxic right here, the main AWP player with a sensitivity higher than... I was going to say my sanity level, and then obviously Issa right there. You spoke about him, but just with the rifle, he gets so much done. It's not always the flashiest kills, but he is getting those multi-frags. The impact rounds that he's having is huge.
And speaking of Issa, that was, of course, the rosters brought to you by DreamTeam.gg. But speaking of Issa, he is featured in our head-to-head, which is brought to you by The Predator, which is in cinemas September 14th. Automatic and Issa, though. These are the two players who we've outlined as, I guess we start calling them stars threat. This is where the hardest hits are going to be coming from either side.
That's the problem with Cloud9. I talked about this yesterday. Automatic is a very good player, but I don't think you should put him in a star position. He should be the A anchor guy on Mirage, for example.
Sure.
So I just don't see how we can match up with Issa, who played so good yesterday.
And the thing that's so spectacular about Issa is he can be a restrained CT. He can be given a sight and be responsible for it. But also on the T side, if you give him an AK-47 and say go, he can.
Yeah, he knows how to do whatever role he's needed for, and that's how you know you have a fantastic Counter-Strike player. But if I was going to outline 2 win conditions for Cloud9 to even have a shot in this matchup,
do it.
Automatic playing outside of his skin has to be one of them, right? The fact of the matter is, once this team disbands after this event, he is the only tool worth going to another North American roster, in my opinion. I think that the others would have to either battle back up and prove that they can play at this level still, whereas Automatic, in my mind, can go elsewhere. Obviously, Golden and Steak are going to go back home.
I think I'd actually add Rush to that list. I think Rush has been considered an asset wisely by the players that play with him. He is an asset that will be unlocked and untamed. It's just a question of finding him a real structured roster.
And I actually think Golden needs to step up, not individually, but as an in-game leader. I mean, he's a new player, so a lot of people, they think, oh, he's new, he doesn't have that much experience, but you're at the Major, you're playing for Cloud9, you have to perform.
They can start that in this veto, though. The fact of the matter is, Valens and Golden from the leadership position can have picked into a strength of Hellraisers here. If you leave like an Overpass open, or I guess another strong map for Hellraisers, you can prepare for their tendencies, and that's what you can look to abuse. And that would have been my second point, the preparation and abusing the tendencies of that roster, as opposed to going into a middle ground map where they have the advantage with the individuals. Their strategies that we saw yesterday on Mirage are not enough. They have a couple of set pieces. Their mid-rounds were abysmal. Their control of the economy, decision-making in a lot of situations was poor. So for me, it's we need to look at what Hellraisers have, what is their best, I guess, what is the best way that we can abuse their tendencies, and by doing that, you allow one of their better maps through.
In comparison as well, while we do get this veto locked in, Cloud9, all we've seen from them here in London, the only game we've seen from them was a 16-4 loss on Mirage to Vega Squadron. Hellraisers, they came through the Challenger stage. We've seen them pick up wins versus North, Gambit, and indeed Optic in an overtime affair. They've had to work hard for this spot, and indeed, if they pick up just one win, Hellraisers or Cloud9, they pick up one win, they've got themselves a guaranteed ticket to the next major threat. You look like you're chomping at the bit to dive into this veto.
We're probably going to see a train, but I'm really looking for an overpass here. I don't think we've seen a single overpass yet in this stage of the tournament, and we're actually going to see an overpass.
Woo! Okay.
This is a bit surprising, actually. I didn't think that Cloud9 would go for that map, but I think it's a decent pick if they step up their tactical play.
I do feel like you've just given Hellraisers probably one of the strongest swords in their arsenal.
Yeah,
I mean, they're nuts.
Definitely so, and I think maybe across the board they're just better, right? It'd be in almost every position. I'm trying to think who stands out for me as a guy that can be influential for Cloud9 on this map. I remember Golden around the B site with CZs. Okay, cool. That's a couple of highlight rounds I can think of. I know that Skadoodle has had his moments with the AWP. But across the board, this is when I first started taking Hellraisers seriously, was during a Pro League season, and I noticed their overpass and the way that they would take map control and how they would react after different trades happened, or there was different waypoints where you could see it trigger different decisions. It means that they're so prepared on a map like this that they are not going to get flustered even if Cloud9 just try to throw aggression at them.
Those wins I mentioned from the Challenger stage, Gambit and North were both on Overpass. You remember Angel's ace that was just like game-winning, game-defining? They have got a lot of tricks up their sleeve, and Cloud9 have walked into the lion's den.
Yeah, they're a team that have a lot of variations of their defaults. I think they have maybe like 3 different ways of taking over bathrooms. They have the fast one where you throw smokes from T-spawn. Sometimes it's played slow. They go into where the slide is.
Playground.
Playground, yes. Thank you. And they just play it slow, take long first, go from that angle. They have a lot of different ways to play that default, and I think it's going to be really tough for Cloud9, who hasn't had a lot of time to prepare to deal with that.
This is a map where you have to make sure you have your protocols and contingencies in place. Protocols on the CT side, if you see early grenades, how do you react to those? And contingencies, if you're on the T side and you're trying to default and they go aggressive, how do you react? When we've seen that Molotov towards the stairs near Playground constantly now, do Cloud9 know what they're going to do if that's coming in? Are they going to wait? Are they going to play in front of it? Are they going to smoke it out? All those decisions decisions are things that come with time, and I don't know if Cloud9 have done enough prep on the map like this.
If Cloud9 don't know what they're going to do, maybe these guys will. Your casters are joining us as well. Well,
Just
I want
guiding
to
them
know
in the right way.
if you know what you're going to do, gentlemen. And I'm sorry to interrupt your conversation. I'm
He does this
barging in.
every time we go split screen. He's just talking. Do you know what he said to me earlier? He's like, "Oh, I did this great podcast with Zeus. Yeah, Zeus is really cool. See, I like my cup. I have a nice cup."
James,
that's
I had a
literally what he said.
That's
He's lost his
because-
mind.
A producer's talking to me.
He's crazy.
Dan is a 10-year-old boy in a man's body. That's all it is.
More or less.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the head of the 10-year-old.
Banana for scale.
Yeah.
Banana
Anyway.
for scale.
Guys, anyway, jokes aside, I do need to know if any of you truly have faith left in Cloud9. No? It's just
Cloud9, aka new number who dis? No.
Okay, so we've got 2 already locked in for Hellraisers, and I have a feeling that, judging by our conversation, Chad, there are win conditions, there are potential,
Cloud9,
there is
they're a dead
potential.
team, so let's go with Hellraisers.
Okay, well, yeah, you're just not going to sugarcoat it, you're just going in dry as you like. Threat?
Hellraisers, I don't even think Cloud9 will get to double digits.
God, there's such an absence of faith, so in case you're still confused, everyone has gone for Hellraisers.
Go with
You can
Cloud9,
just
Alex.
Fill
Do
it
it.
all in.
Do it.
You put that away, young man. And I'm going to say Hellraisers, and now you can get it out because you can play the death tones and the death knell of Cloud9. We'll leave it with you, gentlemen.
All right, so I have for the Twitter RT, I have a challenge for you. Okay, the first person who can tweet me the name of this song, I will send you a Bardolph custom keyboard. Okay, because this is basically like a piano, right? So check this out. You got to cut the music though. Production.
It's basically
you gotta cut the music.
like a piano.
Turn the music off.
You mean it plays notes?
No, it's got keys though. It's got keys like a piano. I'm waiting for the music to go off. When the music goes off, then I'll start playing. All right, ready? First one to tweet me the correct song. I don't even know what the name of the song is, by the way. I'll make you a keyboard, all right? Oh, sugar. I did it wrong. Oh, hold on. Okay, that's like the beginning of the song. I could play the whole thing. First person to give me the right answer, I'll make you a custom keyboard.
You could play the whole thing.
I'll ship it worldwide.
No, you couldn't, James.
I can. I just can't remember all the... All right.
Yeah, I could play the whole thing. I can, but I can't remember it. That's what you just said, James. Are you listening to yourself?
Shut up. It's basically that. It's very simple.
So it seems
Put
like
the music
everyone
back
has.
on now. Cheers.
Seems like everyone has counted out Cloud9 in this matchup. If you would like to make a very daring prediction, you can do so on the upcomer.com app. I encourage you to do so. And I don't know if there's much love out there for Cloud9. It's 26%. I mean, they do have a great fan base, but it's just such a strange situation. Obviously, it's covered on the desk. Like, where do you place this team? And you know that some of the players can go off, but you got to stand in Stika.
I think the situation is that until we see something, we have to expect nothing.
Yeah, I think that's a very good way to encapsulate it, yes.
Because the identity of the team was ripped out. We had some of the guys saying that the old Cloud9 is gone, it's dead, it's a thing of the past, and they're trying to play a more strategical style at the moment. We didn't really see much from them in their previous game, so it's still all to prove for this Cloud9 roster.
Yeah, and I think, I had discussions about this previously around the time when it happened, when Stiko left Mouse Sports. I wasn't particularly... Personally, I didn't see the point of it. I think that Mouse Sports were just burnt out as a team. I don't think that was the solution. But Stiko, I think, is an interesting one. You have to always give players the benefit of the doubt when they go from one role to another one. Let's, for example, take MSL as a good example. No one knew that he could AWP really well. And so it's surprising that he's doing that when he's taking upon himself to do that role. Zico might be able to adapt. Some players can, some players can't. We'll have to see how that looks in Cloud9 here at this major as Hellraisers start things off on this T side of Overpass. And Cloud9 playing pretty standard setup at the moment. Pretty safe from everything, not going for any crazy pushes.
Well, I think you'd normally expect more people in towards the B bomb site. So I don't know if this is a particular read on Hellraisers, who are creeping through the connector position for the time being, looking to burst on A perhaps. So if Cloud9 have a read of A, they've got 3 players to try and defend with.
So they've spotted the push, and Golden will pick off one. That's the name of the game, just slow them down, whittle down the numbers, and they can't even get to the bomb site with more than 2 players. Maybe more than one at this point. Issa looking to do the damage. He will get 1. Issa has been fantastic and Woxic, but they won't be fantastic in this round. It will be all Cloud9, Stiko, and Golden. 2 and 3 frags respectively, and that is the start you want on Cloud9's side of things. And I can't wait to see Skadoodle getting the AWP out, James.
There's a lot of things I can't wait for in this game, mostly on the Hellraisers side, but of course we want to see a Cloud9 which can be a competitor in this tournament. And in any tournament really, because that's not what we've seen so far, and we want to see that. The brand deserves it, the players deserve it as well, what's left over and what has joined. Right then, Cloud9, they win the pistol. Stico looking for some sound cues towards Connector. You can, as you go down into Connector as a CT, hear people going down the ladder. There is a crate at the bottom from the T side, so if you're going down into Connector as a T, you want to run to the other side of the hole and then bounce off the crate. If you go down the ladder, you will concede your position immediately.
I've seen too many times T-sides win this round on Overpass. It's a pretty scary one. They have 4 CZs though and only 1 Deagle. And the Deagle can be really awesome at just opening up with a pick because you'll have these really big ranges, and a CZ is going to be more successful in sort of the mid to close range, sort of prolonged battles when you're on a bomb site. But they may just get that here. They are closing the distance as a team. So looking for a good timing to burst on these players. And considering that there are a few helmets here, Stico, if he's not able to hit the right players first, the ones without the helmet, it might get a bit awkward for him if they are to swarm him. But he seems fairly safe. He's got support, quite a lot of support. Skadoodle is behind him. In come Hellraisers. Good start here for Stico. He's controlling the situation really well.
Moving into the inside now. His back was covered while he was looking on the outside, and so far so good. Only Dead Fox remains. Stico with 5 bullets. He spots the shadow, goes super wide. Only 5 bullets. Manages to get that kill as well. So the good times continue for Cloud9. Only 2 kills so far on the Hellraiser side, and of course they have no bomb plant in these 2 rounds, which means that this is a great opportunity for Cloud9 to get that extra money. I'm sure there are statistics to drill in rounds 2 and 3 when the CTs win the pistol per map on how many frags the Ts get in those rounds if they don't plant the bomb, and the CTs go 3-0, and what kind of impact it has on the likelihood of them winning the rounds to come if they have a certain amount of money. The maths is way beyond me. But here we are, a Glock round from Hellraisers. They want to conceal the position of the bomb for the longest period of time, but again I think really the goal here has to be to get 1 frag, maybe 2 frags, because that is $5,000 to $10,000 in damage to Cloud9.
Yeah, Hellraisers will be trying to close that distance. They've been spotted though towards A long, so it might be quite difficult now. Golden will catch them in the choke point, and he gets 3 1v1s. That's really ideal, of course. Bomb down. Dead Fox trying to play a blind spot, a sheer angle towards T-spawn. Not going to pay off for him, and he'll be heard running. Stico will have his 7th kill. Stico making quite the bank with that MP9. It's really worked out well for him. And moving into the next round, are we going to see the AWP come out for Skadoodle now? I mean, he's got $7,000. It's going to be the AK buy for Hellraisers. Come on, Skadoodle, buy the AWP. Let's go. Is he going to do it, James? He's not doing it, James.
Well, let's see. The money for the team, they can buy together in the future rounds, so they're playing for the team. Skadoodle with the purple gloves. I'm trying to buy some new gloves, but I've got to sell 2 pairs first to get some pocket money. Well, let's see what Hellraisers can do. 5 AKs to start off. They don't have all the grenades in the world, Hellraisers, so this may be a faster one than we might expect. Cloud9 looking to have a take of the short B position. That will cost him 2 of their 5 players. Hellraisers have position now in that short B area. Cloud9 may be looking to close the distance. This is a round where they can afford to get aggressive. They're trying to make the best use of those SMGs while they have them, and it seems they may soon disappear.
So Rush will go down as well, just really trying to play very aggressively. It would seem that Hellraisers have read the situation really, really well. Cloud9, of course, you know, in saving these SMGs, they are encouraged to try and get early kills, encouraged to try to get close-range engagements, and they look for both of those things. It has not, of course, turned out all that well for them. And Hellraisers are doing the very smart thing. You defend, you get the kills, and now you move as a team and just try to trade out. And automatic, he's not even going to get a chance to get a shot off. Very quick kill from Issa. And, I mean, I said, as you know, I want to see Skadoodle with the AWP. And you said there's lots of things I want to see on the Hellraisers side. And Issa has to be one of these highlights. Yesterday against FaZe, he was just phenomenal. Wait, not
nice
FaZe.
shot from Golden. 1 versus 3 now. He's going for it. 46 HP. He doesn't have a kit. I don't know if there's one on the site. I would expect that there is. Lots of pre-fire while he's blind, because he's expecting somebody to peek, so Going for some burst there, but it won't work for him. Hellraisers 5 of 3 players, and now one would expect to see the AWP come out. Indeed, will it be double actually? Because of course, Automatic likes to snipe on the short B position, and yes, we'll soon see that it will be double AWPs for Cloud9. So this is a big investment from the squad.
Well, I'm invested in Issa. I want to see if he can keep pace with Shocks, not just in that Dust 2, but in the entire tournaments. And that AK is indeed in hand. Double ops, of course, are definitely quite the task to deal with on this map. On a T side, it does seem like Hellraisers are really looking towards that B side of the map at the moment, and they are playing it very passively. We're not seeing any push towards sewers early in the rounds. And it seems as though they're allowing themselves to work this connector position first, make sure that it's fully covered, no CTs are there, it's even smoked off, so it would be difficult for CTs to rotate and flank them. This suggests a fast timing into the B-bomb site, whilst that smoke is still up. And there's some spots from Angel, and that's his teammates getting the call, know exactly where to look. Rush goes down, and now Golden's trying to hold off there by the water area.
Massive numbers advantage for the T's on the site. Golden trying to defend, moving around the Molotovs, around the smoke, but there's one C5 barrels. This is Issa, and Golden hasn't seen him. Skadoodle still alive. Stiko now at the front, trying to keep the numbers even. The bomb not planted just yet. 50 seconds on the clock, and Woxic will pick off Stiko as he is taking bullets from 2 different places. Smoke on the site, and now Woxic can plant the bomb behind the sandbags. Automatic creeping in, trying to jump and get a sneaky pick, sorry. He's exposed to everybody. I haven't seen him just yet, though. In the smoke now. But he took a random shot, which conceded his position, and Woxic with a 2K at the end of the round. 3K in total, and Hellraisers win their second consecutive round. And they may have broken the bye of Cloud9 in the short term.
You can see even in this highlight, what's left? Automatic with an AWP, Skadoodle with an AWP. Hellraisers, I'm not sure if they have much data on Cloud9, but it seems as though they were really tailoring that round to be an anti-AWP round. You wait for a long period of time, you get the CTs exhausting in a utility, and then you just go for this B hit where the AWPs are useless on the retake, and you stop them from doing any damage on the site just with your grenades. So that was a great choice from Hellraisers, again showing that they have a huge amount of skill, but they really think about the game as well. Credit to Angel. Fearless leader. And, ooh, he was Rob James. He deserved that third one.
2 more pistols to find. Cloud9 will quickly be on the buy once again. We'll see if they can stabilize. Hellraisers looking firmly in charge. No need to hunt necessarily in this round, as there isn't much to gain from it. Taking away $300 to $700 from these players. Just need to make sure Angel's gun has not been collected. But that was an SMG anyway, so not the worst thing in the world. So indeed, Hellraisers will make their save safe. Cponic changing his position. Now, even though he got taken out by Stiko there, just an important thing. Like Bondik knows that there are 2 players left. He takes out one. Now, that player will communicate to his other if he is there. Okay, Bondik is in this particular position. So he strafes so he doesn't get pre-fired by the second player coming out should he come out. So it's just something to bear in mind at home if you take a frag like that. Don't just stand in the same position, but make it harder for your opponents.
And, once Hellraisers have sort of done the damage to Cloud9 in this way, and we can see that Cloud9, they're struggling to have much of an economy after this round should they lose it. Hellraisers are in a spot where maybe they can mix things up. They could also go for the B play again, depending on how successful they feel that will be, playing a very slow round into B. Or they could try running a default towards A and just see what kinds of risks Cloud9 are willing to take, if any. And we will have a fairly passive start from Hellraisers, seeing, again, if there is to be any CT aggression. It's something you always have to think about when you're playing the T side of this map, because it's so strong and it's so varied that the CTs can get away with a lot. Although it can be risky, but we've seen how much damage it can do.
It's a nice lineup to smoke off the entrance to the toilets. Often that is thrown from a much further back place, so as you saw, he lined it up over the bin. It's one for me to practice myself. Hellraisers now with complete control of the connector's position. So one to watch for as well on an anti-eco, how to tease if they choose to move through connector, how they decide to approach it. Less than a minute left on the clock, and Cloud9 are waiting. They've still got some Molotovs left, so if some smoke grenades start to fly in the right places, maybe they can slow the T's down. Dead Fox left close to short B. As you can see, Stico hiding behind the smoke there. And we saw in a previous round, I think the anti-eco, round number 2, after that smoke went down, he was ready to deploy a molly, and he still has one. You can, where he's standing, you can spray through that wall. He has elevated his position somewhat. Even with an AK, you can spray through that wall, so got to be careful if you're a CT. And now how will he deal with this situation? Here's the jumping, sees the gun, and that's a 2K for him. He picked up the bomb as well, but he can't get the third.
Skadoodle now watching. Oh, he turns away just at the wrong moment. 10 seconds to go, though, here for Hellraisers to get this bomb planted. And it looks like Automatic will deal with Angel. It's looking very bad now, right now. Iso will try to push in with Dead Fox, but there is just simply no time. And they're going to try to get the hell out of dodge. But did he die after time? I don't think he did. Let's see. No, I think he was okay.
I think it was just before.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, $1,400.
Yeah. It's a tough spot for Stico, but he has the right angle. Very brief shadow advantage there as well. But he played it well. But he's going to have to mix up how he chooses to play that position. But I do wonder because from a T point of view, right, you don't want to reveal too much about where you are at the moment and so on, but when they're jumping around anyway, I think that where he's standing should be sprayed more, and you almost wonder if he was expecting it to be sprayed or if it was a pre-fire, which is why he elevated his position. But again, you can spray that with an AK, obviously an AWP, and I think there should be harassment there from T sides.
It's cool to see just the difference in roles for Stico as well, because playing that the toilet's position, that's, for example, Rain on FaZe is very famous for that. In mouse sports, we're thinking about Sunny, these incredible riflers that you think of the player's name, you're just like, wow, this guy is so intelligent around smokes, he's so consistent, getting multi-kills, his control and mechanics around rifle aim is so good. And so it's really cool to see Stico doing well from that position so far. Many more tests to come, as we'll see him taking some damage there as he tosses a forward nade to slow down Hellraisers. And Hellraisers really starting very passively here. Again, it seems like that's their general pacing so far on this T side, is to be quite slow at the very beginning. We haven't seen those fast Suez takes, really.
Yeah, this is one thing that has been an issue for Hellraisers in some of their matches, is that they don't always have an advantageous situation to capitalize on when the clock starts to run low. And then it's sometimes it turns into a big gamble. Very meticulously clearing areas out. Now they've got, beyond that Molotov, they have mostly flashbangs. They've got enough for a smoke execute of some description, or a bait if you will. And Cloud9 just have to wait. Skadoodle is on the 1 AWP, so you're not going to have Automatic holding his short B position. And Stico's going for his old faithful around the outside of the bogs. Hellraisers now 40 seconds left, making a play into the B bomb site.
Yeah, Rush is great at these positions, can't take down Dead Fox, so he is on one. 2 from Dead Fox, really opening up the bomb site. Bondik will clear out Golden as well, and that's a very, very strong take. Those entry frags came very easily for Hellraisers, and that is not the right timing for Cloud9. We can see their money. It really sucks. Losing rounds just after winning one is never going to be a fun time. Skadoodle and Stico left alive, holding onto their weapons, can be a saving grace in the following round, but I think that Overpass is a map where you can work around that as the T side fairly effectively.
Simply abusing the numbers game there, Hellraisers. Once they clear the site, it's pretty much the round. Stico and Skadoodle have nothing more to do. So what are they going to do now? They're not in a position to buy. It's weird. You have an M4 and an AWP. Ideally, you want to hold on to that AWP for your next spy round with your team. But, I mean, do you put that... Oh, they're going to buy around it, actually. Alrighty, then. I was going to say, in the situations where you're basically ecoing with an AWP in tow, it's always a weird predicament, especially depending on the map. Some you may feel more inclined to be more aggressive than others. Try and win the round, but have a certain balance in risk and opportunity to save the sniper rifle. But here we are. They have got quite a reasonable buy, all things considered. Rush and Skadoodle with the 2 kits in this particular round. And now Stico's playing inside connector. So we see a change. 3 people focusing on the B bomb site for the CT side. And that is a very good Molotov from the tees. They will hear Stiko, and rotating out of connector is a very tough situation to be in, but Skadoodle manages to smoke off Issa before he can find Skadoodle on the, Stiko on the retreat. So I don't know how he escapes all that situation. When a Molotov was in connector, they heard it clipping him as well, but here he is.
Yeah, just boosting up. This may be a bit unexpected. I used to see this a long time ago, but to see it off the back of a repositioning is indeed very unexpected. It will catch Angel off guard, and that's going to be him dead. So Hellraisers with 50 seconds to go, and it's a 4 versus 5. So at this point, they're just saying, screw it, let's just go in for this hard B hit. And there's a crossfire ready and waiting for them. Great flashbang, but it seems like the player playing anti-flash is going to do some damage, but still, entry frags will allow Hellraisers to make some progress, but you can see it's quite awkward, and they're starting to fall back.
So Bondik's holding in Monster while they rotate to take the short B position. 2 of them are very, very tagged, though. So they get 1 more frag out of it, but it costs them another player. Skadoodle with the AWP and Golden with the M4. This could be an easy one if Golden can find the right engagement first. Bondik with 23 HP. It's got to be Woxic to cover while Bondik plants the bomb. 13 seconds, and they're not planting in the smoke, but behind it. Smoke's almost a bait in that respect, in case there was a spray. Nothing doing. Now you wonder where the advantage starts to swing, especially with Skadoodle taken out. Where is Golden? They don't quite know just yet. Not sure if he made any footsteps, but I think he may have been spotted. They're trying to get a guaranteed 2 versus 1 here, Hellraiser. See the white cheeks to play with health, but Woxic will be enough on his own for a 5-4 lead for Hellraisers.
Very nice. That kill onto Skadoodle was an unexpected. You feel like Skadoodle could be the key for the retake there with the AWP, but dismantled by Bondik, and they had the crossfire here. You can see Automatic was playing anti-flash whilst the teammate was blinded, and he was expecting to get a lot more from that. Maybe if he had an M4 instead of an MP9, maybe there could have been a chance for more damage, but Hellraisers will be effectively shutting that force buy around the safe guns down, and there's 2 rounds now, 1 in a row for them. Their money has an opportunity to build here, only against some stock pistols and a Deagle and a P250.
So we saw an example from Bondik, as mentioned previously, how you get into connector quickly without running down the ladder, making the doof 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 sound. And he's using the pixel gap as well. Now, I believe Bondik in previous days was saying that he's kind of been missing, or he felt like he's been unable to frag so far, but he got some really crucial frags in that round, especially with low HP, so it seems that today he is absolutely ready to play, and he will need to be. Still some very dangerous players on the likes of Cloud9. You see how he doesn't advance in connector. Very smart stuff.
If you're playing with Issa, Dead Fox, and Woxic, it probably is hard to get frags, James. I mean, yeah. That's actually one of those things where it might actually be kind of a good sign, unless he is one of those players that needs that sort of emotional momentum of getting those kills. But I don't think he is.
No, he's always been dependable, Bondik. Cloud9 on these pistols as Hellraisers start to swarm the site. Smokes will give more cover for the bomb to get planted, but you've got to be careful because it does give the CTs more room to play around and be sneaky as well. But that's a pretty brief one once they get to the A site, and here we are, Cloud9 back on the buy once again. It has been 6 rounds from 7 for Hellraisers, so after the pistol, things are not looking very good here for Cloud9 on their CT half.
Yeah, and this is one of those rounds which you kind of hate. It's like, well, we have to buy. Don't really want to, but we have to. That said, I'm again surprised we'll see the helmet on Golden and Skadoodle, considering the lack of utility at the start of this round. If Hellraisers were to play a slow round, which they've been doing often, this is a great round for it because Cloud9 don't have utility, and so the pressure can just burn every single grenade from the CTs. Ooh, that's a nice boost coming in from Automatic, almost completely trashed though before he could get away from that boost position, but he will escape with 6 HP. But again, Hellraisers don't have to threat too much, have a massive utility advantage. If they put the pressure in the right places and start to burn that utility from the CTs and then run into an execute on the last moments of the round, that could be a great way to get an advantage, but we'll see how they decide to do it.
So again, Stiko not playing the exact same way each round, which is always important as a CT team. Have to change your configuration. Issa with the AK though, it's going to be very dangerous, but Stiko's ready for it. Having a look, wondering if another player is there. The flashbang will force Bondik away, and he moves into a new position. Again, he is elevated, and he will have a short warning with the Shadow. He sees Bombit going into the connector position, maybe going to flank him, but Woxic is there. Woxic good for 2, but a bomb has been spotted.
That is so huge. Stiko was looking quite good. Did so much for his team, but the 3v3. Good chance here for Hellraisers. 30 seconds to go, though, as battling continues. Automatic down to 6 HP, but he's able to steal a frag away as the trade comes in. The health is so low here for the remainder of Hellraisers. Rush absolutely on for this one, as the bomb is still to be planted. Should be any second now. We'll see Woxic punching in the digits on the truck. As Rush repositions, there's only so much in the way of angles he can play with. And he's being spotted out for, jumping off of the truck. That gives Rush a chance, and he's going to take it. One more player to go here, 16 HP for deadfox. Starting to like Rush's chances to pull this one out of the bag. As he pushes forwards, looking for the player. Headshot angle from deadfox, he'll make it happen. But it went down to the last man.
Tough situation for Rush. He sees the grenade trajectory, knows where the player roughly is, but he has to wait because he doesn't know if he's going to get peeked. Might be peeked by looking to the left or the right. And after that, deadfox could be where he was, could be in the toilets and so on. So pretty rough spot, going wide to a number of different positions. deadfox manages to clutch at 16 HP. Not easy for him despite his position. 7-4 in favor of Hellraisers. And now we've got Cloud9 going down to a scout. So CZ's automatic. I can only assume as a knife by his teammate because he's got 70 HP now. Not a great start in this round. All too common, the early knives. Fingers off the mouse.
Yeah. So, another anti-eco round indeed, and Hellraisers have shown some good ones so far in Overpass. I like the previous one where they finished on the A-bomb sites, and A-long can be a great choice. That's a reason why the scout here could be quite strong if Seeker's able to get a couple connections. Wow! What on earth was that? James, can you explain that?
Nope, sorry.
Can you please help me out here?
Cannot compute.
What in God's name was that?
They need a lot more though.
That doesn't make sense.
It's all well and good to get a flashy kill. However, Stiko's 17 for 7 at the moment. But I mean, it's not only good for one round basically beyond the pistol. If you ignore the pistol rounds and the consecutive, it's basically 7-1 to Hellraisers at this point. So that's a situation one must consider when you look at the rest of the rounds. How does he get both kills from that position? That is a god flashbang from his teammate. They're really tight places. Okay, we've seen that one before. Golden with the Deagle. Can he get his Tizian impression on? No.
Absolutely denied.
We tried to build it up, Dan. It did not last very long.
We're going to have to see that scout shot again. Here it is. It's got to be this. What the hell is this? What?
What is that?
What is this?
Did he even see anyone?
I don't know what's happening here.
Oh, he did.
No, it still doesn't make sense.
No, it definitely doesn't. That is hilarious, though. But, well, it is ultimately inconsequential. Now, we move on to the next spy round of Cloud9. Skadoodle with the 1 AWP. The rest of them equipped reasonably enough. They got to win around here. They must.
Yeah, it's definitely getting out of hand for Shores. Hellraisers. Are they going to be going towards this A side of the map once more? Stiko, as you mentioned, he's been good at switching his positions up round to round, keeping himself unpredictable. And he's usually good for a kill, some information, and to delay the tease. He's been playing it well. It's an awkward position to play. That's why we really build up players who are good at doing it. And Seeker's got some sound cues here. He's also, at a certain time, he has to worry about his back, but he does have a teammate watching it in this instance, which is Skadoodle. So he's got that forward support, but that pathway to the A-bomb side is open, and they'll see Stiko. Angel goes for the peek and challenge. No trade timing coming out, though. Wow, as I say that, Woxic still finds the timing. He makes it happen. He pries open the toilets area, and A is a problem now for Cloud9.
Oh, Rush, he must survive, but he's going to get shot by the second player. Is that enough information? Oh, because he had his back turned, they won't see the bomb on the radar. He got shot in the back. They know a player is there. They don't know it is the guy with the bomb. 2 smokes between Issa and Golden, but Golden has seen something, and now the bomb's on the radar. Skadoodle flanking while Automatic comes in from the high ground. 27 seconds left, no more time for rotation. Bomb is lost at the front of the monster area as far as Teams are concerned. And now it's Bondic versus 2. He has to go for this, maybe even win by elimination. Automatic by the pillar. Skadoodle coming on from short, not facing just yet. You can see Automatic dancing around that pillar. They're waiting the timeout. 9 seconds. They're going to force him to plant, or at least pull the bomb out. 5 rounds now for Cloud9. 2 players survive though, which means that Hellraisers might have a better buy in this particular round, which puts Hellraisers in a very good spot for a 10-5 half-time score.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see any adaptation towards that A side of the map. Because if you saw that Angel was clearing it sort of by himself, there was no trade timing there. And so, in that sense, Cloud9 had the perfect setup between Steeko and Skadoodle playing back-to-back in that position. And there's definitely ways to exploit those A setups. So I do wonder if Hellraisers will show us anything like that, or if we'll just keep seeing some of these defaults from them. Again, does look quite default. Again, taking over connector, playing it slow towards the fountain and towards the playgrounds. Got, you know, Lurker and Dead Fox just waiting outside the monster tunnel for any CT pushes. Very standard stuff here so far from Hellraisers. And forward position there on Steeko. Instead of playing in bathrooms, he's actually playing deep on A long. I like that mix-up.
A flash from Automatic. Golden. He's going to push. Dead Fox is blind. A pre-fire is there. And Golden is dead. Now Rush is coming. He's made steps as well, but he will manage to trade the kill. Very difficult spot for Rush, but at least he managed to trade. Now the question for Hellraisers is, where are the rest of Cloud9? Angel moving to the front of the A site, and Skadoodle in the middle of the toilets now, falling back, but Angel might be able to cut him off. Steeko taken down in the meantime, so really don't know which way this one's going. Angel's going to be key. Sees Skadoodle jumping. That's a free kill for him, and now the bomb will rotate towards long.
Really smart stuff from Hellraisers. I think once Skadoodle rattled off a shot there towards A, they realized that a path was free to the A-bomb site. But Rush, can he find a special timing here? A small window. Angel will turn away. Oh my god, he will. Absolutely perfect timing. Angel pulling out for the reload. Woxic will get that plant in front of the container, which allows Bondic to fall back, because he's slightly concerned about that flank. But soon enough, they realize both CTs are coming from CT spawn. This is a very hard site to retake with this plant.
Rush and Automatic both have kits. Woxic, though, has a great angle, and he only needs one opportunity. Automatic now, how on earth can he do this? Basically, he needs to focus on the other T. Oh, he almost takes him out. 5 HP onto Bondic. Again, you can spray through that panel, just imagine, but it's too late now. And Cloud9, well, Automatic has to hold on to whatever he can, because they are about to be reset again as we move into the last round of the first half.
I have to say, there's a lot of stuff that I like from Cloud9. I think, you know, we can see that Hellraisers have become a pretty stable and very dangerous team. But I'm liking just the way that Cloud9 have been playing towards A. They've been mixing up their setups in ways which are passive, you know, a bit more passive or kind of aggressive, but still they have ways to play off of each other within the setups, Skadoodle and Steeko. And that's really important on Overpass. So I'm definitely liking some of the work that's gone into Cloud9's game here. Again, Steeko the stand-in, Golden new IGL added recently. It's a decent look despite that, but Hellraiser's definitely in control here. Big push from Cloud9.
That would have been a nice frag. The rifle support is here for the AWP in case they advance position and push. Angel's actually a great person to watch in terms of POVs. Just his game sense and the amount of time he's played the game for. You can see in just the way he moves around the map, not even shooting or taking engagements, but just what he's... It's very clear that he has a very good mental picture as to what might be going on with regards to his opponent and what he would try and do if he was in their shoes. So he tries to kind of stop those things from happening. So it's always good to watch Angel's perspective in that respect. And Hellraisers are looking good for 10 rounds in the first half. As we can see, it's a 5 versus 2 situation. Rush needs multiple frags in this position, but the B sign will slow him down. And that leaves Steeko alone with a Desert Eagle.
Yep, not a good look. Hellraisers looking good for that 10 rounds score, but can Steeko at least get some more stats on the board? Any flashy kills? Lining up, but he can't pull the trigger in time. It's Woxic, and Woxic's having a game as well, 15 and 7, always pretty reliable. And moving into the second half, it's definitely going to be a tough one for Cloud9 to reverse this scoreline. Hellraisers, they're just looking stable at the moment, James.
Yeah, so it has been very comfortable. And like we've seen on many in Inferno, we've seen dominant CT halves, so we can't count Cloud9 out just yet. I mean, obviously it's Hellraisers who got 10 on their T side, so maybe Cloud9's T side will be their strength as well. 5 rounds is enough to survive a pistol. Not that it would be ideal. You can see Valens with his paper. They seem to be prepared, well prepared, but that will only take you so far. It is time to execute on the server itself. So let's see what they have to offer us. The pistol first, obviously that would be crucial for them. And let's not forget, with these 5 rounds, they did win the pistol in the first half as well. So it's a pretty solid scoreline for Hellraisers, all things considered.
And we go back in. Brief pause before, once again, these two teams are at each other's throats for this victory here. The New Legends phase, or stage, at the FACEIT London Major. And Hellraisers start off in a flat way, it seems. Angel going for that aggression, shut down. Skadoodle has some attitude here on this second half. Roxic is in a horrible position. He's going to go down by the bench as well. And this is a torrent of Cloud9 players moving rapidly to this A site now.
Bomb spotted on long, so that might change the approach of Cloud9 or at least slow it down to keep Hellraisers guessing and stretched out. There are 2 P250s here for Cloud9. Automatic and Skadoodle have picked up some P250s. And I think Steeko's picked up a P2000, so that really takes away many of the CT advantages at this moment. Of course, it is a 5-on-3 as well. Issa's been shot in the face. Nobody likes to take one in the face.
Gamble stack from Hellraisers perhaps towards that B side. And, I mean, at this point, maybe you do just save because, I mean, Issa just got instantly tagged in the face. And once that happens, he's effectively useless in a pistol round against Glocks. So they're going to hold on to that kit, hold on to the Kevlars, the flashbang. I think that's pretty smart. And also, you don't give that extra $300 per kill that the Cloud9 players would receive.
So I think one thing that was important from Cloud9's perspective in that round, even after they get 2 frags, still Hellraisers have position. They can stack a site if they want to, basically. So they realize, Cloud9 know that the player who died on long saw the bomb. So you always have to bear that in mind. One thing to look for, especially in the buy rounds here, in any match of Counter-Strike, is that for the longest time, the Ts will try to hide the position of the bomb, because obviously that may reveal their intentions from the CT. So once they see the bomb in long, the question is, if they continue charging towards long, are the remaining 3 players going to stack the A bomb site? And a way to deal with that is to show presence towards the B bomb site or to slow things down, as you sometimes see in the late game. So the CTs are forced to stretch between sites, so you have an even greater numbers advantage wherever you choose to push. So again, not showing the bomb is very important in Counter-Strike, and that's something to keep an eye on in the buy rounds to come. So Cloud9 have now won both pistol rounds, which bodes well for the team, and I think they need it at this point.
Oh yeah, no doubts. And a round like this is far from safe as well against Hellraisers. Just the individual skill is always a factor with these pistols, and if Angel gets a deagle kill here, that could really make things a bit awkward. And he gets the tag here on Rush. Can't find the headshot though. Roxic is the next man up, but no deagle for him, and he'll get taken out. And Hellraisers with a very, very light investment.
Would you say this is a textbook anti-eco, the long position for the Ts?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the safest options. Don't have to worry about flanks. Can trade your way to success very easily.
You know what I found out today?
What's that?
If you buy a book in the UK, you don't pay tax. But if you buy an e-book on like a Kindle, you do pay tax. Who knew? Cloud9 charging onto the A site. Now there are 2 smokes, but of course they have a 5 versus 3. And let's see what Hellraisers choose to do. They don't have position any longer. Now, they could just try to run back into the site, but it is somewhat suicidal. The percentages are low. They can try to rotate and find exit frags elsewhere. But bearing in mind, they have $4,000 of equipment at the moment. Mainly the Kevlar, the defuse kit, the smoke grenade, and so on. And they can just save that for a next round. So I think this is one of the 2 more common options in this situation. Save or try and go for some exit frags elsewhere. Maybe on a different map. They may feel they have stronger positions to abuse with the likes of the CZ, say in Inferno or something. But on Overpass, not the case on this particular round, and Cloud9 are well spread out across the left half of the map, if you will. And here we go. The truck will be exploderized, and Cloud9 are now 3 rounds behind their opponents.
All right, one more round of pistols here for Hellraisers coming up, and perhaps more opportunities to get some damage in to make things awkward for Cloud9. But, you know, Cloud9, the previous round, one of the beautiful things about it is that even if the CTs know that it's coming, in a way you're all pushing A long together, it doesn't matter too much, because if you have the utility in the right places, how do they take duels against you? You got these rifles, all the Ts are in one position. So it's very easy to deal with. And we'll see that Hellraisers will actually stack towards the A side of the map. One of the other very common anti-ecos is just rush B, and a lot of teams will just hit up a monster rush, because again, you have this idea that all your backs are against the wall, you can all peek together, the utility can be maximized, and the pistol's positions are made very weak by that utility usage. And sometimes it becomes that mind game between the team that is ecoing and the team that is playing the anti-eco. Which anti-eco round will they run? So where do we stack? Where do we gamble? And teams will try to mind game each other, and that's one of the beautiful things about Counter-Strike. When you have in-game leaders trying to mind game one another, it becomes a game of poker, James.
Lots of saving to be done. Now, we spoke about the CTs winning the pistol and the Ts not getting frags in the previous half, but this is a different situation where the Ts have won the pistol and the CTs are not getting frags. And the problem with this is, look at how much money Cloud9 have. If they plant the bomb next round but lose the next 2 rounds, they may have buys for, say, 3 rounds in a row, which means that Hellraisers, even if they win 1 round, like this round, they're at risk of being reset immediately. And obviously there's a question mark as to how many players survive if they win this round and things like that. But because Cloud9 have so much money, the CT economy is, of course, more brittle, and that is very dangerous for Hellraisers. But the score could be a lot worse. Obviously, they still have a 2-round lead, so at least they have that going in their favor. But they must win. They must win in the numbers, and they must win consecutively to drain some of this cash.
And B rushes are pretty predictable from a T side that's in this position, where they have the leftover SMGs, they have the leftover Galils, and it's partly because the utility will mitigate that disadvantage, and it becomes very chaotic. So even though the CTs have better guns, maybe they even know what you're doing, if you can get those nades over and rush in with a good timing, it's still very dangerous. And so that's what they're going for, and it's going to start off pretty well. Rush gets the initial entry, Steeko follows up. Bondik, look at that, he can't do a single thing. He's stuck behind 2 great smokes, and there it is. That's the perfect way to play that kind of a round. Again, even if Hellraisers know that's coming, it's still difficult to stop. Unless you take away sewers, it's very difficult to stop.
Yeah, and this definitely stems the bleeding to have 3 people trying to save at the very least. Bondik managing to escape the situation. Fighting to the death is of little value in his situation there. It's a great angle from Woxic. Let's see how many weapons they choose to invest. I wonder if there's a jumping flashbang they could throw from that position. Who is it? It's automatic. He has a flash, so he can probably throw. There we go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Allows him to get beyond the angle, but he's still at a strong disadvantage. So it will be 3 Hellraisers players saving, and they can drop weapons, but they'll still be short on grenades unless we have weaker weapons come out.
Yeah, I wonder if Hellraisers will try to take away sewers in this round. I think there's always a danger that Cloud9 in their position, knowing that there were some guns saved, could run a similar round. And again, sewers is one of the most important positions to have if you are a team that's trying to rush that B-bomb site, because if you're the CTs, you can, by taking that position away, you prevent the Ts from being able to plant as well, into the plant spot. They'll have to worry about that angle towards short, and you'll prevent them being able to split and sort of surround any defense around that monster tunnel on the CT side of things. So it really weakens the T push if they just try to go all through monster instead. So could be a good option for Hellraisers, who will be having 3 saved weapons, and they'll surely force buy around this.
It seems they're keeping their money together.
Interesting. That makes sense, though.
I think there's a different scoreline may change their decisions here, but again, they understand how brittle things are, so they are playing for the long term, I suppose. So we spoke about the smoke towards the toilets. I do believe that is the one we normally see. Indeed it is, versus the one we saw earlier thrown over the dustbin, which is the first time I've seen that one. So learn something new every day, unless you are an idiot.
Yeah, and it seems like Cloud9 will indeed think about going for the B hit again. You can see that this time they avoided the sewers take early in the rounds, so maybe they were suspicious of Hellraisers pushing it, and they're going to try to contact in. That's actually quite smart. Even though there's a bit of team damage there, they are still going to punch a hole into this B bomb site, but maybe not. Isa's close to the CZ, doing more damage, helped by Bondik, who is now going to be in a lot of trouble. He's staying alive, doing damage. 2 versus 2. This is going really well for Hellraisers.
Awkward for Automatic, exposed to 2 players running out of bullets. There's plenty of time for the bomb to get planted here. They know where the CTs are, and they may just frag out. That makes life a lot easier, but Woxic is always dangerous. Trying to get out of the angle. Where does he choose to go? Obviously up those stairs, he could watch across to the site to try and get the bomb planted, although could go towards the sandbags as well. 1v1 now. Bomb has been planted. Stiko versus Woxic. Where is Stiko? Oh, we spotted him.
Oh!
What?
Was he just like... Was that in the
Was
middle
that through
of
the edge? Was that through the wall?
What is going on?
I don't understand.
Stiko.
I cannot compute. It has to be through the edge of the pillar. You can see the pressure. You see him there looking to the skies, praying to Gaben.
Okay, maybe we'll get to see it. Yeah.
Oh, alrighty then.
Is it like really thin there? Yeah, he's
Yeah, it
in
is.
between the kind of, I don't know, the gap and the
Nice.
gap.
Thin walls like student housing.
That is awesome. Very nice, Stiko.
That was a really sick shot.
That was fantastic. And there's also something that's interesting, because if a CT is playing on the angle where he's playing for cover and not wide peeking, you can line. There's a lineup to be had there. So that's pretty awesome. I don't know if it was, but
In a high pressure situation as well.
that is
We're
really
going to
cool.
be seeing that one in the FACEIT Pugs.
Right, 10-10, all tied up here, and Cloud9's economy is looking lovely, and Hellraisers can't say the same. And one of the sad things so far for Hellraisers is that they haven't really had any play towards the A side of the map, and that's where, you know, Woxic can really get things going for his team. He's having to go for the retakes consistently towards that B-bomb site, and maybe for Cloud9 we'll finally see a mix-up. Looks like that could be the case. 2 players going towards the playground, but this does seem as though it is a default spread for Cloud9 so far. And both teams playing very passive in this round. Automatic watching for any pushes in through Monster, which can happen if the CTs take sewers. They can flash over. Speaking of which, there comes the take in from Cloud9. That is a very good way to start the round.
Bondik manages to escape. Sorry, Woxic with most of his health. And the CTs are forced back on the A site now. Skadoodle takes an angle. But if he was to get peeked, who would be closer? It will be Woxic, and Skadoodle takes him out as well. 3 players remain for Hellraisers as Cloud9 look to take the lead. Bomb collected by Golden. Dead Fox remaining on B, looking through Monster. Isa appears to be rotating towards the A site. We've got Russian Stiko behind the smoke, close along. And Bondik will be looking for them. But he has to limit his exposure as well. Peek every now and then. The train passes on B while Isa looks towards A. Grenade or 2 streaming in. Counter grenades as well. And it's a 4-on-2 here on the A site.
So ready to try to anchor, but he gets caught dropping off the truck. That is not how you want to take an engagement, and Dead Fox left alone in the 1v3, but he can't do anything from where he is. So that is another round in the bag for Cloud9. And Cloud9 are playing really well so far. This is awesome to see.
Stiko has 26 kills. He's 26 for 12. We raised loads of question marks about position, not the player, but more position. This is a new Cloud9, but he is delivering at the moment. Doing the heavy lifting as Cloud9 move to the lead finally. Again, they won both pistol rounds, and they've won every round so far in this half. There were only 5 rounds, of course, that we have seen won by any CT team in this game. So it seems that the T side will be dominant. But will it continue that way? It may do in the short term. Hellraisers could buy, but they will be light on utility.
And it is, as you said as well, you know, of course, Hellraisers losing both pistol rounds definitely does make things more difficult. But again, you know, the whole thing with Stiko is that people, you know, they sort of very much create an identity for a player based on the role that they may be playing, and they look at just the numbers that come out of that role. If you're always the guy that's on B rotating into A retakes versus the guy that plays aggressively and opens up 1-for-1 every round for a team, that's an enormous difference. You know, that's not nearly as hard to accomplish frags in the latter there as it is the former, where you're rotating in.
Yeah, essentially you get pigeonholed.
Absolutely, yeah, and you know, there are some players that are very good at one role and maybe they can't adapt, but there are players that can adapt and play a variety of different roles and even weapons. Again, you know, MSL case in point there. So you got to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and it's early days here for Cloud9 and for Seiko on Cloud9, but this is certainly a good way to raise his stock moving forwards. Hellraisers start to struggle here on the CT side, but when will they stabilize? And will they stabilize? That's definitely a question we are looking to see if it can be answered or not here by Hellraisers. This is not the round necessary to answer it, but Fox the only guy with a gun.
I was wondering how that situation would continue for Cloud9 if they would have players coming in the top of Connector. I want to say it was Bondic who was on the T side in Golden's situation. He had no engagements and eventually just left the way he came in, but other teams, you'll see them clear out Connector in a round such as this from the top and the back at the same time to limit the what the CTs can do. So there was a gun in there. I don't know if they've removed it to stop the CTs from picking it up and dispose of it elsewhere. Let's see, what does Skadoodle have in mind? Watch out for that train. There we go, running jump throw. Maybe for the balcony, perhaps. Angel close with the CZ, one kill for him. Completely blind as he clears out his bullets. And Issa moves in, drawing again with the Deagle, and he gets two! Oh boy, this changes very quickly indeed. Skadoodle tagged now, and he's in trouble. He's got picked up an AK though, what can he do with it? Elevating his position, but where on earth is Bondic?
Moment to calm down for Skadoodle as he tries to figure out where is he, but he can't bait for too much time. He's got 15 seconds left, he has to hold it. And Bondic has found the position, and Skadoodle, he has no idea where he's being shot from. My god, the Deagle collateral. You never see that, and that is one way to get back in a match.
Talk about lining up on different levels as well, taking one in the face, and that is, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about that. It's just one of those things, but when you're at a major, it's one of those things you could do without. Look at this.
Oh my god. Oh! Deagle collateral. You very rarely see it, and it couldn't be at a more opportune time.
I think he killed him with two separate shots. I think he shot the guy in the head through his teammate first and killed him, and then followed up with another meat shot on the guy at the front.
Fair enough, if that is the case. Either way, result is the same. It's a round for Hellraisers. It's a lifeline for Hellraisers, but they're not out of the woods yet. Their money sucks, and Woxic's timing is simply not good enough versus Skadoodle, and they are starting this round off, James, with on the wrong foot.
Yeah, those are risks that maybe they cannot afford in this situation. Look how aggressive that smoke is. The T's have to be careful about that one, because who knows? We saw Cloud9 try to burst through a smoke which wasn't as deep as this. I think it was Rush in the first half, regardless of who it was. This will slow down Cloud9, because you can see Automatic was playing anti-flash. He was staring at the corner just in case they were trying to get something out of this. And it does waste some time for Cloud9. They're walking in with no grenades, but 3 kills. Issa, this time he gets another penetration kill. How do you do that 2 rounds in a row? That is just the worst luck for Cloud9. And you start to focus on their money at this point. What do you do? A minute on the clock, 2 versus 4. Golden and Skadoodle. Trying to trade with the AWP in tow will not be the easiest task. Golden is a fragger. We saw it on his previous team as well, but this may be too much to ask.
Yeah, it's really hard to get in. They did have time, but time is slowly but surely diminishing. And just a very strong angle from Dead Fox there. Very advantageous. Skadoodle can trade out, but there's 3 more where that came from. And he's got 25 seconds now, and will anyone else try to peek him? Do they dare? Do they dare to peek Skadoodle here? They don't have to. They have a player on the A sites. They've got 2 on the B-bomb side, and time is running out. And one thing that Hellraisers can't really afford is to lose more money. That said, I think Skadoodle has some running there, as it looks like Dead Fox was trying to discover where he's gone, but You know, it's better than to continue to push. It'll upgrade for an AK though.
At this point, the Hellraisers economy has to be a bigger priority for Hellraisers than taking this AWP away. The rest of Cloud9 can buy in this round as well, and that is a consecutive round for Hellraisers. Issa with another penetration kill. And that's going to be just a great mental boost for him. Again, playing his first major, going to be feeling the pressure. 2 rounds in a row, he just does like colossal impact to Cloud9 on the B bomb site. Is pretty damn awesome. And that's Hellraisers back in the lead. This is a big round now for both sides because one team's going to be broke. Got more aggression in that connector position. Just Golden there. They automatic in the meantime has taken control of short B very early on indeed. Hellraisers have 3 players in the B bomb site, and Woxic once again is on long.
Slow one here for both sides. As the default starts to play out for Cloud9, they start to gain some ground towards the toilet's position, and Hellraisers slowly but surely fall back. And it's kind of the threats of the aggression which is really important as a CTs, so that you force the Ts to have to check every corner, to use all the pop flashes, and just make sure that utility is used as much as possible before they get to a bomb site, just so that their site attack is a bit weaker. And you can find some opportunities here. Maybe Woxic can find something. It does seem like Cloud9 have their eyes set on this A site, but they don't have any picks yet. And although most of the smokes are gone here, Hellraisers have a strong setup. There are some flashes here, and they'll surely need them. There they go. Over the top, perhaps, with the smokes. No flashes just yet. There it is. Will Woxic be able to get anything here? Angel completely blind, but Bondic is on the case.
Not very many places he can go though. Fighting for the time, 23 seconds, and Woxic has a cross to the site. In the meantime, he's just buying time for the CTs to rotate. Very dangerous play. It must be respected, but automatic with a nade in his hand. Stiko to trade another kill for Stiko, trying to do more, but Issa will take him out, leaving Skadoodle on 1 versus 2 with 10 seconds on the clock to plant the bomb. He's got to commit to this. He'll hear the footsteps of Issa and tries to stop him. He's got the slightest angle. Another penetration kill for Issa. Very crucial round for Hellraisers. AWP is there to be collected as well.
I think it was like 3 penetration kills that round. Pretty interesting stuff. Hellraisers grinding it out, and it's one important quality if you want to be a top team is being in a position where you lose both pistol rounds, where things don't go your way, but you still find a way to have that quality and that consistency of temperament to just have that faith, just grind out the rounds no matter how hard they are. You don't lose faith, and we see that from Hellraisers in this match, and that's a good sign from a team that, you know, we're not sure exactly what they're made of just yet. We've seen some great signs, but this major is where they could either do a huge amount of damage and live up to that potential, or they could show us that there's still a lot more work to be done to round out their game. But to me, this is a great sign from Hellraisers, and Cloud9. Got to give it to them as well. They've been playing really well in this Overpass.
Especially Stiko, who almost has double the kills of his nearest teammate. Stiko 28, Golden on 15. Golden pretty close to the site now. Automatic keeping an eye on things outside B. He's just lurking passively while they focus on the A site. Skadoodle far back with the bomb. Having a look towards A as well. Ooh, automatic. I feel like he was just seen by Issa, but he didn't see anything himself because he turned away. So he may realize he's a lurker just based on his position. Golden picking off Angel, probably wondering what's going on in A in the meantime, and Golden continues to frag. Bondic taken out now, and they know where Woxic is towards the bank, but you have a look and you're dead. That's how it goes against Woxic. Skadoodle hasn't been seen with the bomb just yet. He's at the front of A, and oh, how did he get away with that, Woxic? Stiko trying to pre-fire now, but what does Skadoodle do? He's not moving at the moment. Woxic missing the shot. Stiko crosses through the smoke. 30 seconds, and Skadoodle's just been holding an angle this entire time. Now automatics at the front, but how will they deal with Issa?
Walking into the man, Issa, such a good anchor on these bomb sites. That's the AK, with all of it pretty much. That is very surprising. 20 seconds to go, and it should be a plant now here for Cloud9 as Woxic keeps the pressure up, but there's not too much he can do from this position. He's got to be careful. Has to actually reload his AWP. That's a long reload too. Dead Fox now the one that is the front man with that M4, seeing if he can somehow work his way into position, create some space for Woxic to do some damage with the AWP as well. This is very difficult. Automatic with a great peek, and Woxic is toast. And that's an important round win for Cloud9. Hellraisers were starting to pick up some steam, but now they are in a lot of trouble. Their money did not get far enough.
I really wonder if automatic being spotted. I don't think it had an impact actually, but Golden, great impact in entry frag, sorry, on the A bomb site, and then automatic the lurker towards B to close out the round for his team. And that is Cloud9 one round behind. We have a tactical timeout from Hellraisers, their last of this game, as the money is all over the shop. East has got 6k, well, you can see the money in front of you. So things getting pretty hairy now.
Yes.
And it's interesting, if we just take the Hellraisers' point of view for a second, I think in their previous game, there was no real deserving loser. I think both teams deserved to win.
The G2 Hellraisers game.
Yeah, and they move into this one where, especially with their money in this situation, they could possibly go 0-2, which would be, well, I mean, let's be honest, I think a lot of teams are in a horrific position at this major right now, which are unexpected, but I mean, let's see how they play out. They're going to go for the force buy here. The FAMASs, the CZs. I mean, they may have calculated how many buys do we get if we eco versus if we force here, etc., and so on. So they're going for it. Boxic on the AWP. He's still toward that long position, but will they get aggressive somewhere to make up for their shortcomings?
I'm liking the fast Suez take from Cloud9. Rush into position very, very quickly. And this does suggest the push into B, of course, and we start to see the split. Automatic going contact straight out there, and these CTs are very far away. No close range setup. They don't have anything but sticks and stones to throw at this T push. Steeko and Rush opening things up on the entry. Deadfox around the side. I don't know that he can get at the gun, though. Oh, that was the close one. Golden stays alive, though. Woxic and Angel in a horrible position.
Couldn't see Skadoodle over the smoke. And yeah, that's the advantage of being closer to the smoke. Well, depending on the situation. Anyway, Angel will try to pick up the AWP maybe. Now, this is interesting because considering the force buy, I thought maybe they would try and get Woxic into a more aggressive position, but it seemed somewhat traditional what they were doing, except they were just far worse equipped. He's been playing long pretty much every round on this CT half, Woxic, with the AWP, so I thought maybe put him in a battle situation to try and, with some support, to try and make up for the issues they have, and Angel won't be able to save the AWP. I think he was waiting for the T's to rotate out so he could safely get it because he was exposed on the balcony, but no, they'll take nothing from that round, Hellraisers, and now it is Eco Town for them.
We haven't had an overtime today, James, just saying. Because this game could deliver something like that, because Hellraisers will get $2,400 in addition to what they have now from this round, and that will make things very tight when they can buy, because it'll be 14-13 effectively, unless something goes really wrong here for Cloud9. And if Cloud9 win that, then we'll see a force buy from Hellraisers. So there's an okay opportunity with no warp, and a terrible opportunity with a force buy for Hellraisers to prevent Cloud9 from winning this game. This is a very bad position for Hellraisers. They've entered the territory of zero margin for error on their next buy round, really. Cloud9 are very close. Can they close it down? As you said, James, it'd be so crazy to see Hellraisers going 0-2. No one's expecting Cloud9 to win this one, and that's a beautiful spray. Let's finish it off straight away. And now we get into the good stuff. This is very important.
Going down to the wire.
And there is no AWP money. There is no AWP to be had.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing towards long anyway, so I don't know how much of an impact it will have on this round necessarily, but obviously you want Woxic on the sniper rifle. But I was going to say to some degree he's been avoided, but he's got 21 kills, so. For those of you watching on Twitch, there is the premium pass available, which is $9.99. You have an interactive HUD, along with the different POVs of the players and exclusive VODs during the major and other things like that. So if you're interested to have a look, you can find out more info at faceitmajor.com/premium-pass. Yes, for some reason somebody put hyphen in there. So make sure you have that in there. faceitmajor.com/premium-pass. If you don't know what a hyphen is, it's a dash.
Yes, you're not mistaken. There is indeed a hyphen in there. It's hard to believe. Okay, we had a pause. And it all really does come down to this. Is Hellraisers' best chance to stop the worst from happening, to stop that 0-2. But for Cloud9, my God, what a result it would be. And an unexpected one across the board, absolutely. Making the best of a difficult situation, reinventing themselves. And they will move towards Suez position. They found a lot of success towards B, opening it up on a variety of occasions, and it being difficult for Hellraisers to really do much. We saw Issa and Deadfox have a good combo, but if they get wrapped from short, that's a problem.
In the T's come. Hellraisers holding so far. Issa and Bondik. Deadfox looking for support if he needs to support his teammates, but they don't need no support. 5 kills for Hellraisers. A clean run from them. That is exactly what they needed. And now things get even more interesting. Both teams will be on a full buy. Woxic has an AWP once again. And Issa's picked up an AK-47 as well as Bondik. They have been very key fraggers for the Hellraisers side. So this is really going down to the wire.
You do wonder as well, if, I mean, Cloud9 going for just a straight B rush with no default, no anything really. It's quite gambly when you're in a spot around where you do have an advantage. It's definitely a very gambly way to play. Maybe they were thinking that Hellraisers would not expect it. Either way, as you say, this is scary now for both teams. I guess it was always scary for both teams. But Cloud9, again, coming from an advantage, could feel as though this could be slipping away now. Going for that B rush, didn't work out. Do you go back to a regular default? No, they're making some noise towards A, making it sound like a slow default, but it's going to be another burst onto the B bomb site. Deadfox and Issa playing the same setup, but will they have the same success?
Grenades being lined up to deploy onto the site. But that's a very aggressive smoke grenade from Hellraisers. And that's a big problem for Cloud9, of course, because the CTs will be at a very strong advantage as the Ts try to push through that smoke. So they have to wait it out. This is going to be a 5-on-2, maybe 3. Bondik is in for a fast rotation. There's a smoke on the balcony as the T starts to push in. He's trying to avoid the flashbangs, still gets a kill out of it, but the bomb has slid down the ramp and Deadfox gets the multi-frags in. 3 versus 2 in favor of the CTs, and the Ts may want to try and plant this bomb while the smokes are up, but they don't know what's in the water. Molotov's being deployed there. Angel coming in for a short position, and Cloud9 are in all kinds of trouble. Stiko getting traded now as Skidoo with 10 HP, 1 versus 2. The wallbang is in, and Hellraisers make it to match point.
James, I don't know. I would be so interested to know, like, why Cloud9 going for these B hits again and again. And I don't know if it's because they smell a weakness or because they think that it's more reliable than that taking control of the A side of the map. When you have to worry about Woxic with an AWP, I can understand, but we can see that Hellraisers, they're starting to adapt and be more ready for the kinds of B takes that are coming in from Cloud9. We've seen multiple successes for Hellraisers there, and now Cloud9 are the ones with an awful buy. After being in a better position for quite some time, Hellraisers are finally in a spot where they could just close this down. But over time, it's been a repeated situation here at every stage of this major, so maybe Cloud9 can bring it about once again.
Yeah, CT rounds have been few and far between. I think Cloud9 were purely just trying to play the numbers game towards that B bomb site, but it didn't quite work out. Very strong fraggers pretty much across the board for Hellraisers, so it's a problem wherever you choose to go. Now I've got Bondik rotating from B to A, I believe. Woxic and Angel in a long position, so they can wrap on these players, but Bondik would need to buy time as this goes on, and it seems it will just be another numbers game situation. The bomb at the rear for the time being, and here they come charging in. Haven't seen Bondik just yet, I don't believe. He gets no frag though, that's a problem. That's a gun to be collected by Cloud9 as well.
They picked the perfect way to get onto the A bomb site. Like the long players are isolated, they have to go for a choke point. They can't do that. It might be an instant save if, well, I mean, there's no save, it's the last round. This looks so good right now for Cloud9 to secure the overtime. Issa will be creeping in from the CT side of the map, looking to go through bank as Deadfox pressures from the stairs. And Issa, oh, he goes down. That's a big frag from Golden. Deadfox uses that opportunity to get out there, though. Maybe he can still save this. Nade comes out, still alive. And that's the moment to push forward. Somehow finds a headshot. Woxic doing damage as well. Automatic in for the clutch. The 1v2 through the smoke. They line up. Automatic secures the overtime.
Oh my God.
They picked the perfect route onto the A site, James. That was the only way they could have been successful.
But look at the retake from Hellraisers. They're coming in like, I don't even know what. Dead Fox, how did he get away with that? And the tracking, that was Quake-like tracking, Dan. You have to respect that.
He got the headshot somehow. That's why I don't know
That
what's going
tracking
on.
was ridiculous. As a guy jumps past a box, what an effort from Hellraisers, but it wasn't enough. Cloud9 take it to overtime. I thought they were done for. I thought they were a ham hanging on a hook, being smoked by a butcher. But no, here they are.
The crazy thing is that, you know, it can look really bad for Hellraisers. You can say, oh, you know, why didn't they have anyone, you know, able to spot for that? Because Hellraisers knew the buy would suck for Cloud9. Hellraisers took a gamble insofar as, okay, there's this one weakness. There's this one chink in the armor. But you know, we're just gambling that they don't go for that. And they were unfortunate. Cloud9 just had the right read, and they found that hole. And those TZs, man, they hit you fast.
26 overtimes and counting.
Is it really 26 now?
26.
My God.
They made an overlay for it. It's that many. They made an overlay.
That's awesome. It should be an overlay.
Voxic likes balloons. Skadoodle won't get popped down to 21 HP. And it's a fast, long play from Cloud9, but what will they do afterwards? Is this a charge to the site? Expecting a different approach, perhaps, from Hellraisers. Of course, the CTs have to change their configuration. You can't just play the same. Angel smoked off before he can see anything. So he will have no idea. Maybe, worst case, he'll expect 2 players behind the smoke, but it might just be 4.
Flash is coming in, looking to go for the burst through. Bondic. Strong start there. It doesn't seem to be much doing through this choke point. It is absolute death and destruction here for Cloud9. It's such a struggle, but Automatic is looking to make that struggle somewhat better as he does do some damage, create some distraction.
Wow.
That is fantastic. Picks up another one. That's a 3v3, but the bomb is on the site, James, and it's smoked off.
They have 45 seconds. They've got 2 flashes. They have a smoke if it's of any use, and that's not going to help either. They can flash to that position, so as you can see, they're trying to isolate some of the CT players, either force them back or force them to be in vulnerable positions. But the CTs have the superior angles. These flashes have got to come in. You can see all the jiggle peeking from both sides, looking for the raw entries with the AK-47s, but Golden is in a dissipating smoke, and that does not favor him. Automatic on the site now, 20 seconds. Could deal with that AWP again. How does he trade for his teammate? It's pretty awkward, but the transfer is ridiculous. Now it's time to get the bomb down. They know where Dead Fox is. Oh my God, the frags from Automatic in this one round, looking for an ace, is he? But first he's got to plant the bomb. Dead Fox going wide and they're not committing to it. They've got a frag, he's just hiding now, 3 seconds, he's charging, he's got 2 HP. He has the frag, Automatic. What a ridiculous, oh no he hasn't. The time ran out.
What the hell is that? Automatic. Oh my God, that is the most bittersweet ace you could ever ask for. Oh man. What a desperate position Cloud9 were in. I can't believe that. Automatic found a way to actually punch his way through this situation, but then... Oh... This even says 1 on the clock still. That is just cheeky. Bittersweet for Automatic. But that's got to pump Cloud9 up, though, in one way. They were in a horrible spot. They shouldn't have been able to win the round. They almost found a way to do it. Man, they are scrapping with the best of them right now. Very scrappy game at this point. And Cloud9 probably don't feel as though they can go to some of those B rounds as much. They were really hammering them at the last end of that T half, and my God, they're going towards A and they're getting wrecked. Losing 2 players at the start of the rounds. Golden is forced to make a really fast play towards the A site now. He's absolutely forced to do this, especially seeing the setup on the long position. He will not expect a player on the site, surely. Third player, there he is, Bondic. Good timing, and now what are you left with?
Worst case, it's got to be a 2 versus 2 on the B bomb site. Just go for it. Got to go for it, got to get these kills. There's the first one, but his instant trade leaves Skadoodle alone. And in many of these rounds, he has been in the late game in an awkward position for his team, where it's just hard to get those trade situations in with the AWP, especially when you're outnumbered. And that is a second round. That's 2 for 2 from Hellraisers. Automatic doesn't deserve that, man. He's like the nicest guy. He's the kind of guy I walk up to you and be like, I appreciate you. I think he literally said that to me once. He just walked up to me and said, James, I appreciate you. I'm like, thanks, man. That's really cool.
So, I can barely believe this game at this point. I feel like Cloud9 are just in it, but then if you look at the scoreboard, it's like, it's the Hellraisers 2 rounds ahead. We'll see a Suez take coming in from Cloud9. By no means does it mean that they will end up going for that B play. Can threaten it. There's a lot of reason here that Hellraisers have to fear the B plays. Issa, though, on the AWP. Wow, Crush goes in for one. Issa with the AWP. You don't really expect him to have it at this point. And he will be taken down very quickly. Automatic back on one, but it's up to Bondik. Said he wasn't having the best time of it, but he is having a fantastic round. Absolutely phenomenal there from Bondik to end things on the first half. 3 rounds for Hellraisers, some of them by the slimmest of margins, but they make it happen. And now they are positioned incredibly well into the second half of this overtime.
Holy potatoes. Bondik, what on earth are you doing? He sees the tracers, easy punish for him. He's all over the place today. He's ready for the ting. He is ready. Stiko's cooled down. He was on 28 frags for the longest time, and now he's on 32. So, but his other teammates have been catching up to him. But now they have a lot to do. Hellraisers with 3 match points as they move into the T side. Again, it has been T dominant as well for the most part, this game of Overpass. So this is not a good look for Cloud9. In normal time, they only got 5 rounds on their CT side. So we're asking a lot, but well, now we have the money to start off with. Automatic will be on the AWP as well. Sean Grills has made some videos about automatic hopping on Overpass. Look them up.
Sean Gers. For those of you that have no idea what James is talking about.
Sean Grills, man. I don't know who Sean Gers is.
Hellraisers, they are really in a great position, of course, and you can see they were really pumped up there. They can feel it. They know they just have to hang in there for just a bit longer. Bondik really stepping up in a massive way that last round. That was an incredible highlight. And that might be one of the... I mean, there's been quite a few highlights from this match so far, but that might be one of the most key ones. So Hellraisers, you know, they look to open things up with the default. See the Cloud9 playing really passive, and then they're like, you know what? They're playing so passively, they'll feel the pressure, but they won't notice that we're going back because they're too far away. So we can go for a fast burst onto the B site, automatic with the AWP. Can he find a shot? He is blind as hell, but he'll still get the shot, and then when he is got his vision back, he's going to do some damage. 2 players left for Hellraisers to try to make good of this, but they cannot trade to success. The B push has failed, and Cloud9 stay in this one.
27 seconds for Woxic. Now, if they've identified that the CTs have bought 2 AWPs in this round, then there's a big argument for damage. That's a great shot from him. Can he get a second one out of it? I can't believe he's still alive. They're still peeking him. But there will be no more damage for Cloud9. So there's definitely something to fight for. That a second AWP picked up at the end is very crucial for Cloud9. That was an all-in buy for them. They can't afford to lose a round, so they've got nothing to lose by going for those 2 AWPs. But you lose too much money, and your other buys are weaker. And that could make the difference. 2 more rounds for Cloud9 to pull back. 5 AKs coming out for the Hellraisers squad. And if Hellraisers don't plant the bomb in this round and lose it, they may be in a similar boat where they won't have a lot to fight with. But we've seen matches won with less.
Sounds like a crappy boat, James. Oh, very fast round coming in from Hellraisers. They want to finish this with a bang. Rush and automatic, though, holding their positions, but maybe not for too long. Dead Fox Bondik striking back, taking control of the bomb site here as we go 3 versus 2 in favor of Hellraisers. Skadul is fast in the flank with the AWP. Can he open things up here? He doesn't have any pressure coming in from CT spawn. His teammate will play from Monster. This will be tough.
Oh, they're going to rotate to the A-bomb site. And obviously, Cloud9 will be very surprised if they go for a fast push in. Although Stiko's going to do exactly that. And Skadidle's rotating towards Connector. Of course, the T's will get there first. He has to slow down because he doesn't know if there's a lurker in this position. But can he get angles before they move towards long, for example? Stiko will join him. Now, can Skadidle get an angle on the site? That's so important. As you can see, he does. Now, they may just have to gamble and say, there's probably no one long. In fact, Stiko's gone to check, so they've got a crossfire moving into the sites.
What a smart play from Hellraisers. They understood which players were left, knew they were B players, rotating players, and gambled on that CT area being very safe and clear. And it's an important incendiary. I think he wanted it to go much deeper, Stiko, into the bank position. And that bomb is exposed here. They're going to go all the way deep into the bomb site. Skadoodle gets himself one, but he's alone. And Hellraisers make it happen. They will take it in overtime. What a grind. You have to give it to both teams. This was very competitive, and I don't think many people expected that.
Yeah, especially after the first half and not that many rounds. Just 5 rounds for Cloud9, but again, it's not an indication of their T-half, which was a lot better, and they did manage to take it over to overtime. But it's nice to see Hellraisers get a win. I feel like they're very much deserving of one, especially after their first game. So they get a W in the win column, and there's the much requested handshakes by Reddit. There you go. You want to see people exchange bacteria. There it is. Enjoy.
We must see sportsmanship. We must know if it's happening or not. Yes, indeed, it's good spirits there between the teams, a hard-fought match, and yeah, it's for me, I think, like many people, we're seeing like, okay, Hellraisers are going to be tested in a lot of different ways. How are they going to stack up to these various obstacles and tests? Here is a matchup where maybe they have this factor of we really think we should win this game. Cloud9 played exceptionally well, and they lose both pistol rounds, did Hellraisers. But still, even after getting reset as well, money reset in times, they still grind it out to an overtime. Now Cloud9 are going to feel gutted about that. They should have had it in regulation.
Hellraisers are in the gaming room with Parla.
Angel, I wanted to talk to you directly after that match because I heard you say no matter who we play, always overtime.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what's the story with that? Do you feel like it's a bit of a curse at the moment, or is it happening because of how you guys play?
I think we're not yet confident enough to win it like 16-5, 16-8 like we should sometimes. But at least we're winning.
And from your perspective as one of the longest serving Counter-Strike players on this team, after having such a strong first half, were you slightly surprised with how that second half went, and considering it went to overtime after?
It was basically like we lost pistol round, lost first gun on beats, 5-0, it's already 10-10, and then was a fight with advantage for them because they had like much more money. So I think it was kind of like okay game.
In the round that took it to overtime, do you think that 2v1 against Automatic with the bomb down was winnable?
One more time, sorry.
So in the final round before overtime, Automatic clutched 2 versus 1 when he had the bomb down. He sprayed through the smoke. Do you think that was do you remember that round firstly?
Yeah.
Do you think that was a winnable round?
For us, obviously, it was our round. I just should like watch how situation was for Automatic, and we panicked a bit. We smoked it wrong. It's like so smoke was really big, like closer to toilets, and Voxic didn't see anything because of it. It's like I think it was our round.
I'm wondering if Dead Fox is still around because we were having, he's not, he's disappeared. We were having a bit of a debate on the desk. Maybe you can respond to it. In the round where he ran down the clock in overtime, hiding behind truck, when he jumped right at the end, was that to stop himself being at headshot level, or was it because he was spotting onto the site?
No idea.
No idea. I really wanted to ask him, but no problem.
Just the situation was he didn't realize his time. I told him, bro, time. So he just started to jump to avoid bullets from the op.
All right, Chad, that one was for you. All right, Angel, final question then. Bondix 4K was insane. What was it like watching that as the guy in-game on the server?
I wasn't watching it. I was alive this round still. So like I will rewatch it a bit later, yeah.
Okay, but nonetheless, when one of your teammates is going off like that, it must just give you so much motivation and excitement.
Of course, we just won like pretty fast after it, so yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on bouncing back from yesterday. 2 overtimes, 2 best of ones. You're now 1 for 1. Would you like to say anything to your fans and everybody at home?
Sorry for all our fans, for my fans as well. Like I played awful this game, and like I really hope we're gonna make other games easier than this, and we win, of course.
We'll have to see. Angel, 1 for 1 as it stands now. Will there be more overtimes today or in Hellraiser's future? Alex, over to you.
26 overtimes to be precise. Hellraisers have been a part of 7 of them. This has been overtime territory, overtime country, live from the London FACEIT Major. Of course, that was the Challenger stage where almost every game Hellraisers play, as Angel so correctly observed, does seem to go OT for them. This one, though, this is an intriguing task to dissect. I have Threat and Sponge to help me do so. Gentlemen, you lose both pistols, you get reset, you should lose that game. Hellraisers, they showed some resilience here, Chad.
Yeah, but look, I learned 2 things about both of these teams today. One is Cloud9 don't know how to react when they have a number advantage, and Hellraisers are fantastic at trading. That was basically the entire theme of that first half. time and time again, Cloud9 were able to find opening kills on their CT side, but then they just gave it away. The ability of Hellraisers to play off each other and trade out in number disadvantage situations was huge. And to add a stat line to that, in that game, 24 opening kills went to Cloud9 to 11 of Hellraisers.
Whoa. They won both pistols. They reset their economy. They won almost double the opening duels. Cloud9 had everything they needed to win this game.
Hellraisers just abused the fact that Cloud9's B defense was so weak. They opened with a default, they even lost the opening kill most of the time, and then they just walked back T-spawn and they dry walked out of Monster and just out-traded them. I think they won 2 3v5s in that way.
That's mad.
We need to point out, though, and definitely need to give a lot of praise to Stico for an absolutely amazing game. Now, he was someone, when he was on Mouse Sports, who was a support player or the support player of that squad, and then he was dropped out for more firepower. Well, he's showing right here, he's definitely got some firepower of his own. He was that star. He actually took the place of Automatic. I thought Automatic was going to be the one getting that done. Tim stepped up in the later stages of that game, really helped them with some huge rounds to get into the overtime environment, but Stico has to be the only shining light, I think, for Cloud9, because strategically it was flat, and just playing off number advantages, there wasn't anything fantastic either.
Yeah, I mean, we do definitely have to give him a huge props, because Stico kept Cloud9 in that at times when otherwise it would have looked rather unlikely. And we looked for star power. We said we needed a fragger. Stico was not at the tip of our tongues, and he's shown he's capable. It's whether he can repeat that, and we can see Cloud9 make a dent in this major, because they sit 0-2 now. Hellraisers are guaranteed a ticket to the next stage of the major, of course, or rather the next major, I should say, the next stage. They're still out of reach. 3 wins is what you need, and 3 and you're out. Your head-to-head we selected, gentlemen, was an intriguing one where we did pit Issa versus Automatic. And once again, Issa just does what he's supposed to. Top of the scoreboard for Hellraisers.
He did have his moments, but I also feel we need to give a lot of props to Dead Fox for some hugely impactful rounds, and Bondic with a lot of multi-kills as well, especially in that overtime. He had that 4K on the B-bomb site. Then for me, obviously, you know, we look at Issa, we look at Voxic as being the standouts, but those two had to do a lot of dirty work, which needs to be highlighted too.
I think Dead Fox is the king of clutch 2Ks at
Yes.
CT. You know, like in really tough situations, somehow he manages to get 2 kills. It was one round at the end when he had a really awkward angle outside of Monster. He got 2 kills, and that completely changed the round.
I'm trying to see how many multi-kill rounds he had. I don't have it in front of me, unfortunately. But yeah, absolutely, Dead Fox. He's playing with a rifle. We always kind of get a little scared and apprehensive when we talk about Dead Fox's new role, because he is a secondary AWP. He is primarily a rifler, and it's not what we're used to seeing him do well at, but certainly in this game.
Well, they talk about it that it's to set the stars up, right? You know, they're very clear on their roles. They know that a lot of the players there are to set Voxic and Issa up, but it's just the clutch moment of him stepping up. He's done that a lot of times when it's got either into overtime or in the precipice of overtime, and he's been able to do that, and that's when they really need to be counted, right?
That
because
jump.
Yeah, so that round right there, that's what I thought the situation was, right? Because there was that much time left, he's found himself in limbo. If you peek to the left, the AWP player was set up ready to take the shot, and Automatic was forcing him, kind of corralling him like sheep, and he's just gone, well, if I jump, I'm not in headshot angle anymore, and hopefully that's enough. And it was very
And
very
Issa
lucky.
gave us extra insight, right? Because you could see the moment his teammates said time, because we didn't see it as well. We both went, oh, wait, time. And then you just see him halfway pushing to truck, and then suddenly his teammates have clearly shouted at him, and he's just paused and has to just wait, watching 5, 4, 3 steps
moment.
coming both sides.
I mean, he still kind of had to push the truck because it made the planter go away to the other side of the
fired
box.
a shot, right?
Yeah, and the planter goes to the other side of the box, and he has 1 second too little to actually make the plant.
Man, oh man, what a game. And I mean, so close. That's going to be sweat off the brow for Hellraisers and Hellraisers fans. However, talking of Hellraisers, you actually want to highlight something from Hellraisers.
Yeah, there was a couple of rounds here, but we're going to focus on one on the CT side where they've just become their own worst enemy. You know, they did fantastically at trading. I think they had more firepower. Strategically, they were better prepared with their set pieces. But in terms of certain decision-making in crunch moments, it just was so confusing. And this is on the CT side. Voxic and Angel push all the way up. It's a bit of circus music for you. He picks. It's completely clear. I see nothing. All right, dude, there's nothing here. That's great. Angel's gone down connector, thrown a smoke, heard nothing. So at this point, you have to assume the majority of the defense is either very passive or over towards B. And they're over towards B. But look, they've run all the way back to A after they have that information. Now they've decided, hold up, we're going to push long. So you've just taken fountain control. You know there's nothing in connector. And now you've gone back to the bomb site to take back long control? It doesn't make any sense. What I thought was happening as I saw them on the minimap running back towards site, I was like, oh, well, they think it's going to be B because they've seen nothing, they've heard nothing. They're just going to assume it's going to be an easy B execute and rotate one guy over and leave a guy anchored in sight. Oh, no. we're going to make a really weird decision to now regress into territory that we should already know is clear based on the timings of the map, and now be even further away from a rotation where we should be assuming the T's are.
Devil's advocate, potentially?
Okay, give it to me.
Potentially. I don't know the timing on Woxic's peak, right? Perhaps he peaked, and if you don't get there, if you don't have the best spawn, you can miss a player going
No
playground.
grenades were thrown. Not
exactly.
a single grenade.
Dry walked.
You're going to run out into playground dry, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And if they are in playground and you go back towards long, they just dry walked out of.
What have you done here? You were really. There we go. Okay, making them presentable for you guys. There we go.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so if they're going into playground, as you said, they have the quick timing.
Yeah.
And you're going back to A and going towards long. They just walked out of long. The T's can be there if they can be in playground, right? So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's still weird. Still very weird, and indeed, Hellraisers, though the Clown Fiesta wasn't always on their side, they did manage to pick it up in the end. These are your results so far, though. We've seen a fantastic performance from Hellraisers to get that one win. They are definitely going to be in the next major. More Hellraiser stickers for everyone involved. Cloud9, not a guarantee yet. 0-2. The same can be said for Windstrike, as they felt earlier. That's all from us, though, as we're going to be wrapping this one up and coming back with a new one. We've got another game for you. So much more Counter-Strike to be coming up after the break. Complexity G2, as we look to find who's going to go 2-0, and we'll see if Complexity can continue to impress us from the North American region.